why does imposter syndrome come up in the first place? Well, there are six main reasons, and the first one is comparison. When we are meeting other people, when we are talking with them, the first thing that we see is their best selves. Everybody is putting out the side of them or the area of theirs that they find best. On social media as well, we don't see the whole reality, we just see the one sided image, and that kind of makes us feel, well, everyone else is perfect and I am not. My colleagues are doing so well. See this, see that. And that just makes us feel, well, if they are doing so much, why aren't they at this level? Or why am I at this level also? If they are doing so well, they are so perfect and I am not. And that can lead to a toxic and negative thinking cycle. Don't have that, because when you see yourself as well, right, you will realize that you don't let these fears show, you don't let this side of yourself come out, and most times you also show your best self only to other people. And so other people might be feeling this way about you, like you feel about other people, that they are perfect, they are the best, and this can create, as I said, toxic thinking cycles. So the first thing is that we have to break out our comparison. Now we will move on to the second reason of why imposter syndrome arises, and that is childhood conditioning. See, whenever we are 4 year old, 5 year olds, it is almost impossible for us to even conceive and imagine that our parents were also at a time 5 or 4 year olds, while that was true. And many times what we see is that the kind of life we live as children and the kind of life the adults in our house live are completely different. We play different kinds of games, we are jumping around on the sofa, we are going to school, we can't make decisions on our own. And then we see our parents, the people we idolize the most. They can go on trips with their colleagues, they can decide when everybody goes to sleep, they can decide what to eat, they have so much power. And it just makes us feel that they are someone different, we are not like that. And all of this happens subconsciously, and when we have that, it creates a kind of disparity, and that disparity then creates in us a sense of imposter syndrome, that, well, maybe I am not that worth, and that is why they are getting to do all of this while we are not able to do that. And this is very common, and that is why many people face issues with their self-esteem, self-worth, self-confidence. The base of it all is basically the kind of conditioning that we get in our childhood. And then we move on to the third reason. The third reason of imposter syndrome coming up in us is kind of opposite of the ones that we have discussed till now, and that is when other people have high expectations from us. See, some people have inborn talents, they are good at studies, they get good marks, and then they have this traditional family pressure. Oh, you have to get these many marks, you have to get into this amazing college, you have to do this, you have to do that, and they put in the efforts. But because other people have so high expectations from them, they feel, okay, is this really worth it? And if they do not enjoy the work they're doing, if they do not enjoy working on the expectation other people are having, then this imposter syndrome will rise even more. How? They feel that, okay, the other person is expecting me to do this, do so much, but inside somewhere I know that, okay, this is something I might not want to do. And so am I really worth it? Why is that person betting on me? Why is that person saying you can do this, you have to do that? Why am I being compelled to do so? And those kind of thoughts, those kind of feelings then create that, well, maybe I'm not worth it, and that person has misunderstood or whatever it is. And those expectations then put a lot of pressure on us, and that creates negative thinking, negative actions, negative and toxic product, which that, no, we don't have any choice, we have to get these things done. And in that, our confidence and our self-esteem goes down, while our imposter syndrome rises up and up. And then again comes the fourth reason, which is kind of opposite to all of this, and that is trying to prove someone else wrong. See, sometimes what happens is that people choose unconventional careers and their parents aren't supportive. Their parents say, oh, you won't even be able to do this. And then that is where the ego gets hurt. That is where they get the feeling that, no, they are not saying the right thing. I know that I can do it. And then they get into the cycle of just trying to prove that person wrong. They put in a lot of efforts, they give their best, they get to that success, they prove that person wrong, but then they feel, am I really worth it? Have I done the right thing? Do I really deserve the success? Because the starting intention was not that they wanted to do something for themselves, but it was to prove someone else wrong. And when that happened, that created a feeling of emptiness, sorrow and regret, which then creates the higher imposter syndrome. The next reason behind imposter syndrome is being a perfectionist and expecting unrealistic things from ourselves. We feel that, okay, I have to do this much, otherwise, I'm a failure, I have not done anything well, and all of those negative thoughts. And we feel if it is not perfect, it is not right. And in that cycle of achieving that perfectionism, we give rise to that imposter syndrome because we fail to realize that perfectionism will not be there only. That is not something that we can achieve. And then when we are failing at getting that, we think, well, this is not for me, I am not worth it, and maybe everything that I've gotten till now is false, it is not good. And that is not the case. The case is that the perspective we are looking at it from the perfectionist perspective, and the idea that we have to have so many high expectations, we have to do all of that, and all of that just creates that pressure on us and makes us feel that the success we have achieved or the things that we have gotten aren't really the things that we deserve, and that then creates this toxic thought process. And finally, the sixth reason is that you feel you have to give your best, you have to be an expert at something so that you can get the recognition and get the success that you desire. But again, this is not true. You don't have to be the go-to expert who knows everything. Even I am on this journey of exploration. Instead, what you have to feel is that you are exploring, and on that you will keep achieving success, you will keep growing. It is a path like this with multiple stairs and multiple steps. You take one, you grow, you take another, you grow. And with that mindset, it becomes much better because we feel that we have to be an expert, we have to be at that top level only to get all of these things in between. It makes us feel unworthy and sad when we are in these middle stages.